Hello everyone, in today's video we'll be starting off a new series called Let's Explore Scratch. This is episode 1 and throughout the course of this series we'll be explaining the functionality of each and every block present in Scratch. We'll be starting off by the category motion and then we're going to progress on to looks, sound, etc. Keep in mind that we've already made a video on my blocks. We've explained how you can create a block and what are these add an input and add a label fields and what is run without screen refresh. Check the link in the description below to check out that video. So let's get started with today's video. So I have a new Scratch project with me today and we're first going to start off with the block move 10 steps. So with the help of move 10 steps, you can make your character move 10 steps. If you want it to move towards the left hand side, change 10 to -10. Another thing that I need to tell you guys is that motion blocks are used to make your character move and point in different kind of directions. It can also help your character to bounce if it touches the edges and also to move when you click on your right, left, up or down arrow keys. The point is that motion blocks exist in Scratch to make sure that your sprite can move. So back to the video. So if you put a positive number over here, it's going to go towards the right, and if you put a negative number over here, it's going to go towards the left. So in order to make it move forever, just put it in a forever loop and it's going to move forever, but it'll be blocked by the edge. We'll come to how to make it bounce and go towards the left hand side when we come to the block. And when we come to the block, if on edge, bounce. But for now, let's move on to the next block. The next block is the turn 15 degrees. So this direction is clockwise. Then we also have an anti-clockwise direction. So if you put this, and just bring him to the center. So if you put this, you can make your character move clockwise by 15 degrees. You can change 15 to whatever you want. And by using this block, you can make your character spin anti-clockwise by 15 degrees. Once again, you can change 15 degrees to whatever value you want. So in order to make it spin forever, just put it inside a forever loop and it's going to spin forever. This is often used when you want to make a button spin to add more, like to make your project look much more better. So if you make this 2, you can make it slowly rotate. So let me show you an example of what I'm talking about. So I have button 1 and if I put something like begin over here, we've used this in the CPS test tutorial. For more info, check the description below for that video. So I'm going to copy this and paste it and I'm going to rotate this like this. Rotate it upside down like that. So now if I put this inside a forever loop with turn 15 degrees, make this 2. As you can see, it looks really cool. So this is more often used in projects like the CPS test. Coming to our next block, go to random position. This will go to a random position, but I feel that we owe to make sure that our sprite is pointing in the right direction first. Right. Another thing that I forgot to tell you is that you can even add negative numbers to your turn degrees. So if you add a negative number, then it's going to go anti-clockwise. But if you put a positive number, it's going to move clockwise. So it's turning the same direction as the anti-clockwise block. but if you put this positive, then it's going to move clockwise. And same for the anti-clockwise block. If you put -15, it's going to move in the clockwise direction. So now, by go to random position, you can make your sprite move to a random position. It won't glide, it will just move to a random position like this. Now if you click on the drop down, you even see more options. If you select mouse pointer and you click on this, your sprite will go towards the direction of the mouse pointer. So right over here, I'm going to drag him here. And since my mouse pointer is over here, it's going to point towards that direction. So let me put this in a forever loop and snap it to a when green flag clicked. So now as you can see, the cat is just attached to my mouse. And this is used often in tutorials like the effect, the mouse trail effect. You can check that video out too, link in the description box below. So I'm going to remove this and let's head over to our next block. Another thing is that if you make more sprites, like I'm going to make this bear sprite, and if you click on the drop down option, you'll also see the bear sprite. So if you click on this, the cat will go towards the bear. See? And same for the bear, you can drag a go to random position and you'll see sprite 1. So you'll see that the bear will go to sprite 1. So that's handy sometimes. And the next block is the most important block. I feel that it's the most important block. But before I get onto this, I'm going to go to the backdrops and select this XY grid so that I can be more clear. So I'm going to drag in that block now. A minute. Yeah, okay, this one. Go to X and Y. So there's something I need to tell you guys. I'm going to convert this to a vector. Right, so the X position is like a, let me just Control Z. Yeah, okay, great. I'm going to change this to black. So the X position is like a horizontal way, while the Y position is when you want your sprite to move vertically, and X is when you want it to move horizontally. So suppose you want this to move towards there, that means you're going to have to change the position of the X grid and not the Y, because X is the horizontal, and if you want to move there, you're actually making it move horizontally. So I'm going to erase all of this. Oh wait, no, I'm actually making it worse. 1 minute, I'm going to erase it. Right there. So that's the point of that explanation, that X is horizontal and Y is vertical. So using this, you can change the X. Suppose X10, then it's going to be somewhere a bit there. If I put X200, it's going to be there. If I put X0, it's going to be in the center. So using this XY grid, you can check the position. For example, if I want my cat to be over here, I'm going to type -200 because it's written -200 over there, and 200 over here, and 100 over there if I want my sprite to be there. For example, I put 100, it's going to go exactly to that position. And you can see 0, 0, Y. So if you put 0 over here, it's going to go there, to the center. Now coming to the Y position, Y is vertical. So if I want my cat sprite to move vertically, you can use the X position to do that. That makes sense, right? Great. So in any case, you want your, like if you're making a scrolling platformer and you want your sprite to jump up, then you're going to use the Y position. So Y, you can make it go up. For example, there's 180 over there as Y. So I can make it go 180 there. Right over there. Now if I change Y to 0 and Y to -180 and X to 0, it's going to go down. So all you need to understand for this block is it basically goes to that position. It doesn't glide to that position. It goes to a particular position using the X and Y. X is horizontal and Y is vertical. And you can understand the positions with the help of the XY grid. For more XY grids, scroll down to the end and you'll also see this. And you even find one more over here. So these are really handy. Next block. Glide 1 second to random position. So we have go to random position. Remember I told you that it doesn't glide, it just goes. If I go to glide, it's just gonna like glide to that position. So if I put glide 2 seconds, it's gonna take 2 seconds to glide to another random position. If I take like 0.5 seconds, it's gonna go way faster. Like 0.0 to 0.1. Okay, that was so fast, as you can see. So you can even make it go to the mouse pointer, put it forever loop, and it's just gonna glide, unlike the other one. So this is way more smoother, as you guys can see. Later, I'll also show you a fancy algorithm. It's a part of this series, Let's Explore Scratch, episode 1. It's not gonna be in episode 1, I'm sorry, in further future episodes. So next block. This is again a glide, just like the go to X and Y. Instead of just going, it's gonna glide. For example, I wanted to go to negative 240. It's gonna glide to that position, as you can see. So this was a random position, and this is a particular position, your choice. Now point in direction. As you can see in this one, we have turn. So suppose we wanted to go back, so I'm turning it so much. I wanted to go back instead of turning this again. So instead of that, I can use the point in direction block. So if I turn this somewhere, then I want it to turn towards 90, right? So if I click on this, it'll go back to its position. So 90 is basically, it's either towards the right, and negative 90 is basically when it's actually flipped. So you don't want it to flip, you just want it to look towards the other side. In that case, right now we have an all rotate, right? So I'm going to explain set rotation style too, because these are important blocks. So you have 3 set rotation styles. Left, right, don't rotate at all, and all around. So we'll start off with left, right. Right now, it's not left, right, it's on all around. So basically what all around does is that you can rotate your sprite like literally in any direction. Let me just put this in a forever loop. You can see that you can literally rotate your sprite in all directions. That is all rotate, which means you can rotate it like literally anywhere, towards here, here, whatever. It's really sensitive. But if you put this to left, right, it can't rotate. So if I put it over here, it's not going to take much significance. 1 minute. Set rotation style. Yeah, okay. So as you can see, if I put it over here, it's not going to rotate. But if you put it towards the left, it will rotate, just like we want it to. So set rotation style left, right, you can only rotate it towards the left or towards the right without flipping the whole body. So that's a really handy tool. You can even make it point up. Let me just make this to all around. So if you do this right now, all around, yep, okay, you can make it even turn 0, basically is towards the right for the cat, but if you look at any round shaped sprite, 0 is actually pointing upwards. But for the cat, negative 90 is pointing upwards. So let's put it 90 degrees to make it point straight. And that means negative 90 makes its head pointing down, 90 makes its head pointing up, 180 makes it point sideways, and 0 makes it point towards the right and its head towards the left. Either way, let's not spend much time in that block and move on to the next, point towards mouse pointer. Well, this is pretty obvious. It's going to point towards wherever my mouse pointer is. For example, over here, it's going to point wherever my mouse pointer is. And if I click on the drag down, and if you make more sprites, like I just chose a random sprite, this person over here, you can make it point towards the champ guy. As you can see, it's pointing towards him. Let me just make it don't left right rotation. So as you can see, it's not turning, it's just pointing towards him. So that's what point towards does. Now change x by 10 is like move 10 steps, except we're being specific because we want to change x by 10. We can use our left and right arrows. This is what we use when we want our sprite to move left and right. If we want it to move left, when we're clicking on the left arrow, we'll be looking at that after we look at the events and control category. So if you want it to move towards the left, you use -10 and positive towards the right 10. So the next block is change set x. So instead of changing it, we can also set the x position. So if I set it x to 0, it's going to be in the center. -240, it's going to be the 0. I'm going to put it back, set. So this will change x like this, and this will set x. Change, set, change, set. Now the same follows for y. You can make it go up, and then you also have a set y, which makes you set the y position to the center, change y by 10, or you can make it -10. -10 makes it go downwards, but on the other hand, we have the +10 make it go upwards. So this is something you need to know. I'm gonna make this small chart. So this is north, south, west, and east. So north is positive, south is negative, east is negative, east is positive, and west is negative. So that makes enough sense, I hope. We can erase that. Right. So that's with the set x, y. Now, if on edge bounce, remember I told you if we put this in a forever loop and make this move 10 steps forever. Okay, it was basically pointing it somewhere else. But now it's just gone somewhere. I'm gonna have to set the position to 0, 0 again. 0 and 0. So if I make it move like 10 steps, it's just gonna like disorientate and move somewhere. So if we make, let me just make this position 90 degrees and make it come back to 0, 0 and 0. Right, so if I make it move towards 10, it's going to be stuck there. But what if we wanted to move towards the other side? Well, that's when we use if on edge. So as you can see, it's going to bounce if it's on the edge. So that's what if on edge bounce means. It's literal by its name. Set rotation style we've already discussed. Left, right only allows the sprite to rotate towards the left and the right. Don't rotate does not allow it to rotate at all. And all around, you can rotate it literally anywhere. For example, if I set this to all around, I can make it rotate literally anywhere. So that's all around. Now we have x position. In cases in which we want to check whether the x position is greater than, so if you take this greater than block, we can put x position there and test it. So we use x position and y position if you want to use it in if then conditions or in my blocks. And direction is if we want to check whether the direction is equal to 90. If that is equal to 90, then what do we want to happen? Or in this case, we want the sprite to say the direction. As you can see, it's saying -152. And if we make it say its x position, we're going to get it as 143, 142.82. It's going to say the exact one. So if you wanted to tell it as a rounded number, you can just say round. So you can see 143 now. But if you just make it 143, it's going to say a decimal number. So if we do the same for y position, it's going to say y, but since we just need to put this. And direction, it says 153.63. You can round it off. But rounding is for the operators video, but now you know what rounding is. And also forever loop is whatever you put in this loop will execute until the user puts or clicks on the stop button. In fact, I say that in every single video of mine, so that's a good thing. So we've come to an end of Let's Explore Scratch episode 1. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. and I will see you guys in the next episode, or maybe in another project when I'm creating a new project like a Christmas countdown. Yes, since it's nearing Christmas, I thought we can make a Christmas countdown project too, but that's in my next tutorial. But until then, keep scratching and explore these motion blocks. Bye!